And we're live, bro.
Yo, yo, what's up?
And sis, I almost got like cancel cultured. I called like this influencer girl in the space, bro, and she was like put me on blast, like I'm not a bro. And then I got upset
People do
because
sometimes get really mad about it.
so
I
I was
don't
Yeah.
get
scared.
why.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, especially in like this climate, right? Like I'm not a bro could be like I told it's such a deeper, and I'm like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
mean. But then she was like, you can call me sis. So I was like, all right, I guess sis sounds all
But
right.
some people might get mad about that.
Well, I don't think sis would. Maybe a bro would get upset if you
Yeah.
called him a sis, but he might
Right.
want to be a sis. See, this is where
But now we're
2024 gets weird.
determining other people's gender, and that's
Well,
messy.
they're bro or sisness. That has nothing to do with gender.
Yeah. It's a
Ah.
crazy world. We just
Dude,
try to
you
make it
guys
simple.
tuning in, I really appreciate it. Like, thank you so much. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. We get a new guest that blesses us with their time every night. Tonight, our guest is NFT Ignition. How goes it, bro?
Hey, you know, um, never a dull day in crypto.
True
Oh
that.
yeah. There's a lot going on right now. It's hard to keep up with all the stuff happening between meme coin or meme token season and legitimate stuff.
What's legitimate
Hey, meme
stuff?
coins
What
are
legitimate
legitimate.
stuff?
What do
I don't know.
Oh, you're
Yeah, right?
legitimately illegitimate? I think I started
Yeah.
that whole trend where it's like I'm an unprofessional professional. That's my whole
Yeah.
shtick. Now it's
There you
like
go.
these VCs are trying to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Showing up in sweatpants now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a marketing
That's always
tactic.
it. The sweatpants.
It's
Trying to tell you something.
yeah, exactly. Or this like a plain white T-shirt, like they're like Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
Yeah.
how about you show up in the tie dye, Technicolored, bathrobe like I do?
It's funny. I just earlier I took a shower and I threw my outfit down the laundry chute, and then I was like, no, I should have wore that for the podcast. It was the brightest, most colorfulest, busiest
Nice.
Mm.
outfit that I have to date, and you'll definitely see it. But once I throw it with the other laundry, I didn't want to take
So
it back
before
out.
we jump
So.
into the interview podcasty fireside chat vibe of the whole not another Bitcoin podcast, I guess the elephant in the room is, and I want to ask first and foremost, because I'm concerned. I love you. What happened to your pinky, bro? Are you okay?
Oh, I burnt the crap out of myself
Oh,
earlier.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, it was pretty bad. And I have these like water patches.
yeah.
I
It
don't
looks
know if you've ever used a
professionally wrapped.
water
Like,
patch.
did you go to like the
I did
doctor or
it.
did you
So
do
I
that?
just had surgery on my foot, so I had the wrapping
Cool.
already. And so it's just holding a water patch on. It's not like an open wound or anything, but those water patches, they just like keep it like cool and wet. So
Oh,
Oh
yeah, they're
man.
great. They're worth the $10 a box.
Yeah, just I had to ask because I feel like the comments would have just been like, "What's up with her pinky?" for like an hour.
I
Uh,
also have a matching toe, but that was a surgery.
her
yeah.
pinky is an NFT.
So I guess since we got the elephant out of the way, the elephant in the room, the big pink pinky too, because it was pink.
I really thought that was going to be something more controversial.
I know. I'm good,
I'm like,
bro.
oh,
I'm
where are we
so
going with
good.
this?
I
Where are we
know.
going with
I
this? Did he
I've been
Google me
practicing.
before?
Yeah. But introduce yourself. A lot of people in this
Yeah.
space don't know anything. Like probably half the people watching this still don't know who I am. So you let the people know a little bit about NFT Ignition, what your journey's been like, and where you're kind of going now in your
For sure.
time in crypto.
Yeah. So, I got in crypto in 2020. I was selling damaged packages of underwear on eBay,
Nice.
and literally was in
Easy
like
money.
the reselling groups. Like you get name brand underwear, it doesn't matter. There's a hole in the package. You can still sell it for $10. So I just buy pallets of those,
Wow.
selling them on eBay. They're small, they pack easy. I was making pretty good money, but packaging so much. And anyways, I'm in this one of these reselling groups on Facebook. It all started on Facebook, right? So somebody had posted an article that said the next greatest transfer of wealth. And it was paywalled. So I was like, ah, damn, whatever. I'm not going to pay for that. But I will scroll down through the comments and see what whoever will give me the answer, right? People usually always do that. So I'm scrolling, and it's like Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. I'm like, I don't know what Bitcoin is, but I need some. Like now, I need to figure this out, and I need to get some Bitcoin. So that
FOMO.
led me down a huge rabbit hole. It took me about 3 months to learn about hardware wallets and security and blockchain and all the things. And then by like 6 months later, I was day trading. So I was in I was in a group for day trading and learning how to chart and calls and all that kind of stuff. And they always told me, don't join the discords of the group of the projects that you're in. Like you will never sell at the top. You're gonna, it's either FUD or like, toxic positivity. So like, just don't even do that. But this project called Meme came across like a call, and I was like, this is interesting. I went to the website and it was, you stake these tokens and you farm NFTs. Like, okay, what's an NFT? So that put me down a whole rabbit hole. And in the Discord, it was just so cool. I had all these ideas just flooding out of me. Like when you get NFTs for the first time, that's just what happens, right? Like
Yeah.
you have all these ideas of how they can be used and all these things you
Mm.
want to do and how you can improve existing things in your life. And that was me. I'm in the Discord just driving everybody nuts. Like idea, idea,
Like a
idea. And then
5-year-old.
somebody was
Why?
like,
But why? But why?
We can
yeah.
NFT everything.
Yep. And so I'm doing that, and these two developers start talking with me, and we come up with this idea. I'm like, I want to add utility to these NFTs because they have none, and I want them to be worth more, right? Like, and I think it'd be really cool if we turn them into a game or something. And they're like, well, we can wrap them and turn them into a game. And so we did. Within 2 weeks, we built a game, and we were wrapping the meme MFTs. And without even having Twitter, I got 6,000 people playing our game on day one. This was through
What?
different Discord chats and different Telegram chats that I was in. That's it. Like I was just like like going through manually, like messaging everybody I knew, like come play this game I made, like and and then I had to make a Twitter because that's what you do, and
You
it
have
just
no
kind of exploded
choice.
from
There's
there.
no
Right.
choice. You have to get
Forced your
into it.
hand.
Well,
I
X now,
realized I was
but
like, I can make want. Completely empowered to build my ideas. All I need is some developer friends. I can do the marketing, I can do the like social and stuff, and like we can literally build anything we want to build.
yep.
And that turned into me helping all my friends build their projects. And I've worked on, I think the last time I counted, 38 projects, and a lot of that was helping them to launch. And once they got there, they didn't need me anymore. Like helping them set up their socials, helping them set up like a full on marketing plan, a launch plan, a roadmap, because we used to do roadmaps. Not really a thing anymore, but some projects still have them. It's a cycle.
It's
Everything goes
kind
in
of you get
cycles.
shot in the foot with them.
Yeah, with a lot of them,
Yeah,
they tend to change the
As
roadmaps, and
Voria,
people don't
we've
seem to
even
like
had
a
to do it
dynamic one.
ourselves, and because you don't know like
it's hard.
if you're building on
This,
something that isn't your own, like a sub token on
yeah,
a blockchain, like we've had issues with
yeah.
Solana, with the congestion, which also made us have to like delay some of the things in our own roadmap, and we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
That I've been there with a game I was building on Polygon. And
oh
then
god, the
some things didn't
Polygon
happen that were
delays,
supposed to happen.
yes,
Like they literally didn't have an NFT API for years. It was a freaking
yep,
nightmare. But anyways, yeah, so I helped a lot of people launch their projects, and then as AI started to get more into the scene, I started taking classes at Cornell I took AI strategy course. I was the first class of people that took that class. So it was
Oh
all brand
wow.
new content. Everything was
Nice.
relevant, like brand new, all the videos and everything. It was so great. And after that, I started helping people on these projects like incorporate that into their strategy in a way that it like is saving them time. Like if you just ask Chat GPT to write you some tweets, they're gonna suck. But you can teach it your brand voice. First, you have to come up with a brand voice, right? Obviously,
yeah,
like
exactly.
build a brand voice, come up with an idea of like who you
Do you
want your
know how
brand to
I
be,
try to
basically, as a
explain that to
person.
people, right? Like, you have to come up with an imaginary friend that you would want people to
Yeah,
play with that is, just a big fan of your company as well. You need to if you can't come up with an imaginary friend, that's why you have to hire somebody like us.
You
Very
build it.
true.
You come up with traits. It's like D&D or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, LARPing,
you
live action role play, baby.
want it to be 10% shit talking.
Fireball, fireball. Yeah, exactly.
Had projects that were like, yes, that's how much shit talking we want. Like literally a thing. But yeah, and like helping build AI out to in a way that it can actually be useful and helpful to people, but also I don't know, just helping people like organize their their whole thing. Like a lot of these projects, they have a lot of people that do things, but they don't have any like actual formal organization, like project management in a way, you know?
Right.
And sometimes that means there's no like checks and managing management systems, like checks and balances. There's no time management. There's no this needs to be done before this needs to be done before this needs to be done before this needs to be done. And if that doesn't happen, then there's no accountability. And sometimes projects don't end up doing anything. And it's not because everybody isn't working, it's because everybody isn't communicating well, or there isn't one person communicating with everybody well enough to keep everyone on the same track and the same page and keep everyone unblocked and all the things. And sometimes you just get people organized enough, then bam, they're good. They're on their own and they don't need you anymore. And that's like the best scenario, right? That they don't need
Yeah.
me when I'm done.
Hurting the cats.
Yeah. Although it is nice to have a job that like you keep, but sometimes I like the flexibility of kind of moving from project to project. I do have things that I do long term. Like I have a few projects that I've advised on for a couple of years now that I've been working with. But yeah, you know, I travel a lot with conferences and stuff. So
Yeah, have you
it's hard.
spoken
Sometimes
at
people aren't very
conferences, right?
flexible. Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe I've spoken 40 times
Oh
at
wow.
conferences.
What is your favorite conference
Oh,
to speak at, I guess, or like, best audience
yeah.
and stuff like that?
Um, I don't know. They're all
So where?
they all
Well, I
have
get
different
not.
reasons
Yeah.
why I like them. I will
Where do you?
say
I was gonna
if
say
you've
instead of
never been
favorite,
to a
don't say
gala
favorite.
event, if you've
Hmm.
never been to an all-inclusive gala event, and I mean all-inclusive, like I went to Malta and they had transportation, they gave you your hotel, they
Oh
fed
wow.
you all throughout the day. They like you walked into the hotel and there's a table there of merch, like first thing when as
Nice.
soon as you get there. And it was like a top of the line hotel. This was
Wow.
not
That's dope.
no regular like
That's how it
Motel
should
6
be.
or nothing.
Wow.
It was fancy. Like the view was view. There was $1 million boats all parked like on the inside. It was just like something you most people probably could never afford to do if it wasn't
Right.
like
You got to
through them. Although I
experience
do
it.
think they charge like 8 grand for tickets.
What the?
Wow.
I didn't pay for mine, but
Well, that's
Yeah.
because you provided more than 8 grand in value just being
that's
there.
true. I did walk around with a camera crew, which getting a camera crew in another country in another time zone was more challenging than I thought it was going to
Oh
be.
wow.
But Malta's smaller than you'd think it was. But
I
yeah,
want
I
to
did
go.
walk around with a camera crew both days, and we filmed a ton of stuff and gave them like tons of content, which is always so much fun because when you're walking around with a camera, like people will come up to you that wouldn't normally come up to you, like people from the team or like more popular influencers or celebrities or whatever. Like when I was walking around in NFTLA and I had a camera crew with me there, and somebody was like, "Oh, it's Sir Mix-a-Lot."
Mm.
And yeah, this is an NFT OG, and it's like if I wouldn't have had that camera, they wouldn't have noticed. But they like followed me and like we did a little interview and stuff. And it's like
So cool.
you have a camera crew, and like you can get the best experience of the conference.
Right. Yeah. Elevates.
That's
They're like, man,
meta.
they must be
That's the
famous.
alpha. That's yeah, exactly. That's the alpha right there. Just
You
like
do
See,
feel
now
a
you
little
just need a
famous.
high level security team.
you have somebody looking like John Wick walking next to you while other people are walking around you with cameras and you have a microphone.
Right,
Nobody
you're
is
right.
stopping you from doing anything.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I always had like Jay, who was like a little guy in a suit, but he was definitely didn't look like security. But he
I
would talk
love
to anybody
social
who tried to walk up
engineering,
to
so
me
this is
first to find out
perfect.
who they were. just because
That's
he
awesome.
was curious, not because he was like trying to protect me. He just for business reasons
You know what's
wanted to
funny? A
know who
lot of
everybody
these
was.
projects I've noticed recently don't find much value out of going to conferences. And that's sort of the echo I've been
Oh,
hearing since NFT
Yeah.
NYC though. And I think
that's surprising.
yeah, really. And like I'm kind of new to spaces. Like I was really anti Clubhouse. I never went. I still never went. I never will. And I never joined a Twitter space until after NFT NYC. I made some friends that I saw in spaces, and they were like people I met separately, and all their Twitter accounts kind of gathered up in that space. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like I met all of them one by one, and they're all in this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I jumped
You should
in.
see the big ones that happen like that, where there was like one where they were like goblins, and like they would have these spaces, and like tons of people with goblin PFPs would just come in and acting like goblins, talking like them, and like they
I'm
were
just
like
That's
saying
when
went
you
people I
want
met
hard for
it.
in
their
real life.
project.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
met these people in real life. I shook their hands, and then one by one, these random people already either knew each other or were also meeting each other. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna jump into spaces. But like all this to say, me and Miggy, like when we go to conferences, we're talking to the people at the booth, like, hey, how much you pay for this? How many people have
Yeah.
you talked to?
Oh
Like, I
right.
need the
Yeah, yeah.
metadata. I like the stats.
Real info.
Right. So I asked a lot of these community managers that are running these spaces because they're so dope. And I'm like, yo, like, what's up with the funding for this stuff? Like, you guys are killing it, and it's kind of sad. And then I'm like,
Nobody
oh, are
gets
you
paid.
guys coming to
It's true.
Consensus? Are you going to the Litecoin Summit? Are you going to Bitcoin 2024? Are you guys going to come to Shitcoin conference? Like, no, 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 they don't give us money for that. And I just cannot believe that these projects don't have funding to get the people running these, their Twitter
Yeah,
accounts or whatever, Facebook accounts, the
for
spaces,
sure.
like boots on the ground. Can you explain the value that, like, in your own way, as if you were like working with Asvoria and we sent you out, or like, why should these companies be sending people, like, because Asvoria does send me to ETH Denver, NFT NYC, and I just don't understand how they don't
Yeah.
see the value in these like other projects sending their community
Yeah.
management out there.
I think it definitely depends on the event. Obviously, if you go to an event that's too loud and you can't talk to people, like that's going to be not worth your time. Sometimes the conference itself is not really worth your time, but the side events, you find more specific groups of people.
That's
Like if
alpha.
you like for Asphoria, for example, you might be looking for groups of smaller artists that are looking to make their new websites or whatever they're looking to do at this point in their art career. Sorry, I didn't mean to say do quotes when I said the word art art career
Well, I
in
mean,
their art
because it could
career.
be art, audio, video. There's so much art that
Right,
people
right.
don't
Right.
think of that.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. So whatever they need, like you can find events that are specifically geared towards that and have an opportunity to talk to these people. And I think the best thing about talking to people in person is you can just tell when people are full of shit in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I
I
love
can
it.
tell within 2 minutes of talking to somebody if they're worth my time.
Yeah.
And move on to the next person. And then you find one person that you talk to all night and they end up making your whole trip worthwhile. Like it's where you find the people who are also boots on the ground, who are there every day, who still have enough money to travel. And I think that says something about where
Yeah,
they're
the funding
at,
for
where
their
their project
project.
is at.
That's the biggest
Um,
indicator for me when I see projects at
yeah.
the events. I'm like, who has money to actually do what they're trying to do and do what they're saying they're gonna do? Like,
Right. And like granted, if it's like NFT NYC, some people just might be located there, so that might not mean much if they're in New York, but you see
Actually,
people who are
kind of does
traveling
because
to
rent ain't
multiple
cheap.
conferences.
If you're
No,
right.
located in New York, I guess that's like, okay, you got money.
that's
You
true.
got
That's
some
a great
money.
Yeah,
point.
that's like building a project
You
on
got money.
Ethereum,
That's a
you
great
know.
point.
I'm not saying you have credibility, because it's New
Right.
York, but you clearly have to have money if that's where you're located.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, same, just like building on
Yeah.
Ethereum. It's
And a
expensive.
lot of that is like VC insider, like, handshake stuff. As soon as New York lifted their, like, you can't do crypto here, the all those Wall Street bros just went crazy putting together these Telegram groups, Discord groups, these like
Yeah.
their
Yep.
signal groups. It's so crazy. But
Well,
there is
and
VC
that's kind of
degens.
like those are the groups that are having side events at NFT NYC. Like those are the
Hmm.
side events you want to get into, right? Like I've
Penthouse
been
parties,
to
baby.
some crazy side events and met some it's always the side events that a friend will just be like, "Hey, you want to go to this thing I'm going to?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I end up meeting like all these CEOs from massive companies and or just an artist that's making the perfect style art for something that I need. Like but I think you can work with somebody for months and months through video chats and not get a full sense of really who they are until you meet them in person. Like that you cannot give up that experience with somebody that you're investing with or working with or spending that much time with. Like I've worked on projects for 8 months before I met the people, and then I met them. I'm like, actually, this person really sketches me out, and now I'm out. Like 8 months,
Right.
but I
Oof.
just never got that sense with the 30-minute little calls that we had here and there. One coffee, and I was like, nah, this is not for me.
That's funny. I think one of the biggest missed opportunities that a lot of projects have that don't participate in events is activations, because you can't really do that online.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can
Well, and like
have your things,
rewarding
but
your
you can't
user
have real
base.
activations and follow throughs. You know, if you want
Yeah.
really to get a good group of people jumping in your, whatever it is you want to have, Twitter followers, selling something like, yeah, I mean, it works just online, but I
Yeah,
think having
people
the
don't even know how to
on the
buy
ground
the thing you're
activations are
trying to
good.
sell,
Like,
bro. You know, like
right.
I got Visa, I got PayPal, but like I don't know, like you got these like JPEGs, like they're cool, but
Hmm.
I don't even know
Well,
how to
and
buy it.
the thing
Yeah.
is, like, a lot of these JPEGs, it's about the community. It's about the vibe. It's about
Right.
feeling like you were able to buy a seat at the cool kids table and now you're a
Yeah.
part of the cool kids table. Like, that is your life now. And doing that in person is a different experience than just saying online that you're an ape or you're a penguin or whatever. Like, going to those parties and all that, like, people didn't pump mutants and apes to 100th floor because of other side. It was because of
Hmm.
Ape Fest. It was because of all these events and all these
Right.
people and the vibes
The
and
yacht
all that. And
parties
that
and
you can't build that all online and through the metaverse. Like, you need to once in a while throw a party where you're building these like bonds. Community members are building bonds with each other. And when your community is bonded with each other, then they like stand up for you, fight for you. Like, they will market
Hmm.
for
You're
you.
making me feel like we have to organize an Asvoria Fest.
yes, no, we
Oh my
do, man. I think
gosh.
every project that has the money for it should have some kind of small event, like not just a side event, but just like a small, thing,
I don't know why
tiny
nobody
thing.
has done like a camping one yet where it's like a
Ah,
sleepover where
yes.
you
Or
just
like a
sit there and we'll
lock-in.
That
take
would be
care of that
cool.
What
for
if you do like
the
a lock-in? Remember those things? You
Oh, in
can
the
oh
do
bowling
yes
those.
alley.
Yeah, like that
Yeah.
should be cool. And you could localize those around the country and spend less money doing that than you would actually having a booth at an event or about the
for
same
sure.
amount and just go around the country, in big in cities where your community is at and have these
Yeah.
little, slumber parties. That shit would be cool.
Right. Well, and you can empower like community members to host things in their area if you give them the resources and the tools and kind of like an outline of what it should look like.
Bro, win NFT cookout or crypto cookout or something.
Dude,
Come
you know what?
on,
That's
let's
so.
go.
Here's where this will happen, but it was delayed. It was happening. Like back in
Yeah.
2016, 2017, 2018, everybody was doing like Bitcoin pizza party meetups at like random bars and stuff. Like I was doing them in 2016 because I didn't know what else to do. I just was like, I
Hmm.
didn't even know what a meetup was until Bitcoin. Like I had no what people meet up. That is weird,
Yeah.
bro.
And
I thought we weren't supposed to do that. My whole life,
right, meet
I
up with
was told
strangers and
not to
shit.
do that,
Yeah. Don't go
especially
meet
on the
strangers.
internet. Like that's the
Don't
worst
go
way
meet
to meet a
strangers you meet on
person
the
is
internet. Hey,
on
let's
the
have a whole
internet.
group. Come out.
Yeah, that's just like the dumb idea to
And
And
we were
don't
do
talking
tell
about
that.
people
money
you
and
trade
shit.
crypto
Yeah,
either.
everybody's
Yeah.
interested in money.
So like it was so weird to even think about it, but now it's so normalized. It's
Hmm.
actually kind of lost its thing. Like you don't see it anymore, and Bitcoin just
Right.
isn't cool. It's just not, right? Like all the Bitcoin maxis that used to do these parties are like VC broed up now. Like they're all Jamie Dimon's inner circle of friends, and they just don't like fund the stuff that they used to. Like I remember putting my Bitcoin address out there and saying, "Hey guys, some money, I want to do a pizza party," and random Bitcoin whales with like thousands of Bitcoin in their address, because I looked at the senders, were sending me money randomly back in 2016 and 2017 just to do what I was doing. And they don't do any of that anymore. It's all the meme coins and the
No.
meme tokens, the altcoins and all these things that are
Hmm.
actually doing the, boots on the ground homework for Bitcoin. And it's all obviously in Bitcoin's best interest. Nothing ever hurts Bitcoin. It's not like, you're hurting Bitcoin by doing it, but it's hurting Bitcoin itself by not doing it. It's definitely, I think, becoming uncultured. Like, it's weird, but it used to have a culture, and now Bitcoin is like uncultured. It kind of like lost its muchness, as the Mad Hatter would tell Alice. She lost her muchness. And I think that these meme coins and tokens are going to be like that wave that we see having, that opportunity to do these meetups with some pizza, soda, hand-holding experience, how to open up a wallet, how to take your fiat, convert it into whatever currency that interacts with the platform that your project's built on. And then the more peace of mind's way of like, here's how you back up stuff. Uninstall the wallet. Reinstall the wallet. Put in that key. See how everything's still there? Don't you feel better now?
Yeah. The good old days. I think that's something that, is, like you said, something that's been missed and overlooked, especially like when NFTs really came around. I think, it was already happening in that direction where things were already starting to be forgotten in that culture and community. And then when NFTs popped up, it just kind of like completely went, not to say a completely different tangent, because there was still a community aspect of it. But I think the focus on, hey, we're monetizing now, we're making money now, became more of that social aspect of it. It's like, hey, we can make money together, but we can make money and do this. And
well, I'm
kind of glad
the internet was enough. They thought Web 2 was enough. They were doing this Web 3 thing, but they were marketing it in Web 2, right? They were like, go on Facebook, come to our Telegram, and like they really, it was enough for a while. But if they were doing IRL activations, it would have kept us from a bear market. At least I believe so.
If you were going to throw a Bitcoin activation, Ken, what would it be to get people interested again?
Probably like early Mr. Beast stuff, find some homeless people and completely, because they're already unbanked. They have no identification. They have nothing. They are the exact demographic audience that Satoshi Nakamoto sought after when he said, this is who these are people, this is what this is for. So I think it would be something along the lines like Mr. Beast's first video where he was, paid originally like $5,000 to give away. And he said, no, give me 10 because this is life-changing, not just the week-changing. And he really did. He changed that man's life, and there's been updates and stuff like that. But it was his first video. And every time I think of like Bitcoin activations, if I was a whale, there's absolutely nothing that would stop me from completely going around and getting these people that are out of the system completely, no name, no ID, no social, nothing, and getting them a Bitcoin wallet and showing them how to, convert it with, whatever, to get gift cards for, Uber Eats, or, doing things like local Bitcoins with, people to pay their rent, and just give them enough to get them started, and then show them how like Web3 works, get them in a community, get them a gig. Like, that's how I would do it, honestly.
Yeah. I think it would be a great way to they've done plenty of like example tests of how UBI could benefit people, but let's do one with Bitcoin with homeless people.
No, absolutely. I think that's something too, like with projects, like any projects that I've ever worked with or advised for or talked to, but that a lot of projects, they take money, and instead of, like you said, going to events or doing these activations, they pay for influencer marketing.
Oh, and dude,
because they
cool?
see.
You could do multi-sigging, with people that you want to do this with. I just thought, because now you really got me thinking about this, and I could even do multi-sigging so they can't just blow the money. And I could have the private key as well, and make sure, like, I could totally, or at least somebody could start a company that does that. Like, yeah, totally can be doable.
Absolutely.
NFC Ignition for the win, bro. My brain's not going to stop now.
Yeah,
I don't have the money, but at least I can come up with the roadmap.
But that's what something projects all
write a
can
little
do.
plan. I have so many documents in my Google Docs of just random little ideas. I just write out like at least a few paragraphs before I abandon it.
Oh, everybody watching, we hit about 100 people on my own personal X, so I want to say thank you to everybody watching live on my X. I know everybody's watching everywhere. We're live 3 different times on 13 different platforms, so thanks to everybody watching everywhere else. But if you're watching on like Facebook, you can uninstall that app, delete your account, you come over here to X,
No, how are they gonna talk to Nana?
Nah, dude.
I know, I just told everybody.
Go to Nana's house, dude. Facebook isn't enough. Yo, that's messed up. You're right. People think DMing Nana is as good as knocking on the door and saying, "Hey, Nana, what's up?" That's messed up. Uninstall Facebook and go visit Nana, bro.
That's true. But Nana lives too far, okay? No, I'm just
It
kidding.
also saves it's like a backup of like extra backup of pictures of my kids.
Oh, it's your cloud
Like
storage. You have like
it's
your
it's a
social
second
cloud
cloud
storage.
backup. Yeah. I
Nah, see,
just the best ones.
You know,
if
you
I
can
want to
go to
hang
your
out with
face.
Nana,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying you can go to your Facebook
I was,
settings and you can download all the images you ever posted to Facebook in one compressed file. So that is
oh
kind of
wow,
Yeah,
actually you can do that.
for sure.
Facebook album, make it real.
Yeah,
But I'm
you
gonna
can
give my
back it
Nana
up.
a VR headset so I can hang out with her in the metaverse.
Oh, that would be so
Or the
cool.
universe because there isn't a metaverse
Yeah,
yet.
exactly.
That's
The
why.
metaverse is so. I hate that word so much. I really hate it. We gotta like
Me
fix
too.
it.
I do too. It's so
It's
much.
like
We
the
used
And
it too early.
grandma
I blame Ready Player One.
Yeah. Did they call it a metaverse in that movie, in the book or in the
No, but
movie?
I think
no,
everyone.
but it's what everybody
Yeah, that's
refers
everybody's.
to when they're
Yeah,
Yeah,
talking about it every time.
yeah,
But that's
idiocracy.
not even what they're building. That's not even what people are building.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, that's why the echo chamber,
Could you
can get a
imagine
little
if Minecraft
dangerous.
was telling everybody they're a metaverse because you can start your own servers?
Oof,
Like, Minecraft was
Minecraftiverse.
the first metaverse then, everybody. Like, they did it.
Mm.
Mojango! That's the metaverse. Alright,
It'll
so
be there in our lifetime.
I guess to get back into, like, the topic of things is, I guess, like, where do you see more value, from, like, being at, the puppet master of the community, right? Like, where does the puppet master focus when you do have so many things that you can control underneath you have like the X account, you have the Telegram and Discord, but what is like how do you prioritize that in that side of things, like you know what I mean, like it
Yeah,
seems like it's very chaos theory, but it is there
for
is
sure.
some method to the madness.
Yeah, for sure. Well, when it comes to having many, many platforms, um, you focus where you have attention. Like if you have any attention coming in, I don't care if it's LinkedIn, you put more focus there. Like you continue to grow that out. And your goal first always should be like 50 super fans. That's what you want. You just want to spend your time finding 50 people that will stand up for you, that will be there for you in the comments when people are talking FUD and all
Yeah.
that. And because when the market goes down, everything goes down, and all of a sudden people get angry, and it's going to happen. And um, you want these 50 super fans to turn another 50 people into super fans, and they're talking to their friends because that grows the best customer base of people that are actually there for your tech, for your utility, for what you're building, and not just for some airdrop or some giveaway or whatever it is that you're doing next. Like you want people that are there because their values are the same as your values. And it might take a while to find those 50 people that match that. But you spend the time to do that, and it will just, after time, it will grow exponentially.
That's a good point, actually. But I feel like I've heard a lot of the opposite from just random conversations. Obviously this isn't so much for Asvoria, but like people want to focus on where they aren't getting attention, so they feel special there
Mm.
too. Or they want to
Right.
balance it out. Like it's not so much the community manager like yourself. Where the value is, but I think it comes
Right.
from who's the puppet master of you. Who's above you,
Right.
pulling the
Right.
strings, trying to tell you where you
Well,
should
Who's
focus.
writing the
Right,
checks?
they don't
are you,
understand the plan. That's why they hired you, but then they're going to try to advise
yeah.
you to do what you do.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
my God.
I think community management and marketing should be two different buckets and should be handled differently. And
Hmm.
That's
community
so smart.
management should be where your community is already. And
Yeah.
if you've built a community, you should know where they are. You
You know
should know
what? You're
how they're
right, because you
reading your
shouldn't be
information.
marketing to your community. There's no reason
Right.
to market to them. They're already in.
Right.
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 Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they
So then
should
you
definitely
market
work
on everywhere
together,
else.
but
Yeah, that's
not
such a
be,
good point.
I think two different hats, two different
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Maybe
And I think
communication
a
is there,
lot of
but
people do combine that. And one person can't do both of those things. They're two different mindsets
right,
completely.
absolutely.
Like how can I entertain my community? How can I give them the vibes? Like that's not going to sell things.
Hmm.
That's not going to bring in numbers for your trackers and all the things that marketing would be doing.
Nah, big
Yeah, I think
facts.
that's a big issue with a lot of projects too, is they're wearing too many hats, and which is not
Hmm.
necessarily a bad thing for some people, but when you work with people who are very inexperienced and they're wearing a lot of hats of inexperience, it just kind of like
It
creates
starts
a
too
mess of
thin.
things, and like then they lose focus on where they need to be, what they need to be doing. Like I said, it's hard to be marketing but also be just community manager, and having to talk with the dev team and talk with the core team so you can relay information to the community, and then talk with the community so you can relay information back to them, and then on top of that you're trying to also do marketing and stuff as well,
Yeah.
an aspect
Yeah.
to a different aspect
Yeah.
of a target audience
It's too
that,
many things to worry about. Like your
yeah,
community manager shouldn't be worried about your numbers and your money, right?
right,
It
and a lot of
comes to
projects
your
just
numbers. The community is the numbers.
Yeah.
And that should help marketing, but it shouldn't be your only marketing.
All right, so
yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about this too because I'm trying to get more involved in it, and I guess it's like the gamification of the community. Gamifying the community that you built to have now an incentive, that you can monetize, right? So like, gamify, raids, stuff like that, monetize in the sense that we'll get new people in the community, and then do it again. Gamify, incentivize, monetize, and I was just curious,
Mhm.
like, what are some of like the things that you've seen work and not work when it comes to, trying to encourage your community to do some, foot soldiering, street team stuff.
Yeah. I think that anytime it's something that's kind of boring of a task that you're asking them to do, that it will lose steam. Even if you're rewarding people, they're going to get tired of doing your retweets. They're going to get tired
Yep.
of commenting under things and doing simple things like that. Like people want to be challenged a little bit more than that. I think things that have worked well for me, at least in the past, have been like art contests and um, meme contests and stuff where people have to engage in some way, like joke contests. Literally
Oh,
anything where people
yeah.
have to be creative. Anything where people have to be a little bit creative, and it will keep them more engaged with the task because they're not just clicking a button. And over time, I don't care if you're paying me $3 to click the button. I'm done clicking the button. Like I can't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
and the
But if it's
monetization
something,
on that is you got all this
yeah,
content, you got all these memes you can throw into a Google
exactly,
folder, you can make it a public share link, and then
exactly.
your community can go to that folder and pull from it for socials.
And it's a great way to like give attention to certain community members that are being active with you and like showing their work to everyone and saying, "Oh, this is one of my favorites," whatever. Like if you have community members that are going hard for you, you should be giving them attention back. Comments, retweets of their stuff when it has to do with you.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. I love it. I love you, bro. I miss you. You know what
I love you
sucks? You
too.
were gonna be at NFT NYC, and
I
like
know.
dude, I was so hype and then heartbroken. And I don't want you to feel like, oh, but like, I really hope I get to see you at a conference soon. Do you know if you're gonna be attending any, or if you like kind of want to? I got backdoor access. I just opened the door. You
For
come
sure.
in.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally I find the back door and there's access.
Yeah, that's for the
We got
um,
clips.
front
That's
door
for the
access.
clips,
I
bro.
didn't.
They gotta make the content
for
clippable.
sure I'm gonna do Ape Fest. Honestly, like I used to have like people pay for me to go to conferences, so it's been kind of hard just as of late. But I do hope to do more as things pick up. I'm just not willing to spend any of my crypto. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't
Right.
blame you,
hoarding
but like,
and
yeah, this goes to
working
show like
and
community projects
yeah.
aren't funding their communities to go to
Yeah.
conferences as much as I truly think they should, and I really feel like they need to
Yeah. I
stop
never had a
paying.
problem
They
before.
need to stop paying these
Yeah.
YouTubers who have like 50,000
Right.
or 100,000 to make video. Nobody
That's
cares.
their biggest
Nobody.
spend for most of these projects is shit like that. And, I've talked to a
Yeah,
lot of them. They're
but
like,
you know
well,
what's funny? That's also where most of their funding is coming from too, is the KOLs or whatever people are
yeah,
calling themselves. They're the VCs half the time, and then the money goes through the company and
And
then goes
right
right
back
back into
then,
their fucking pocket.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh,
not
that's
wrong, not even a
craziness.
little bit. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
feel like
But
the influencing is over. There's no more
right?
influence to be had. Nobody has influence. You know why?
No.
Kanye West lost his influence in crypto. Beyonce lost her influence in crypto. DJ Khaled, another one, lost his
Another
influence
one.
in crypto.
But
Nobody
okay,
has
so
influence
for
in
a
crypto.
lot
Jamie Dimon
A
No
lot of the
influence.
crypto OGs didn't want to see them here anyways to begin with.
Yeah.
Like when they were, I was rolling my eyes because I know we've
Right.
seen what these
They're
people
like,
do
they're
when
gonna
they
be with
come
the
into our
scam.
space
And it
and they
was.
think they're hot shit because
Yeah.
all of a sudden they get all this attention from a new crowd of people. They're like,
Right.
oh, I've been B-list, I'm back to A-list again. Like, okay, that's really cool. And so all they do is like send out a few tweets about NFTs and it goes wild. It does every time. But the people who've seen it enough times, they're just rolling their eyes. They're like,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna
Like, all right, that
sell.
scam's gonna
You're not
bust.
here for the right reasons. I will say the funniest, I don't know which list of celebrity he's on, but the funniest celebrity that came out into the NFT space was Andy Milonakis.
Oh, really?
Oh, you missed that?
I was
Dude,
AFK.
it was the greatest. So he came out
Please tell
and
me.
he bought a Fame Ladies and he retweeted
nice.
it with another
course
NFT
he
and he's
would.
like, they're married.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my God, why am I so excited about this?
Right.
oh,
'Cause it is. I mean, it is funny to see, to see people of that status because like that's the, I mean, I don't know what to call it, but that's like the way things go for, culturalizing stuff. Once it
Yeah,
becomes
yeah.
into like today, I was watching parts of the Beekeeper movie, and there's a scene which I just pulled. I have it on my thing that I'm gonna save and share later. A scene where he pulls this guy out of the truck. He's about to beat his ass, whatever. And the guy's like, "What do you want from me?" He's like, "Do you want crypto?" He's like, "I got NFTs." And Jason Statham like then starts, just ties him up and then throws the truck off the thing. And I'm like, but I hear that, and that of all the shit that's going on in the movie, that's what gave me the biggest draw. And it's not because of any other reason other than because it's just something that it's like that's the thing, that's the where it becomes so normalized in the culture.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the step we're looking for is like that's when but it's exciting to see it and hear because like, oh, I know that and I know it's familiar with me, but not a lot of people yet, but one
Right.
day like it will be. But it's like, it is funny
It's
seeing
hard
it.
to see where
So
the
it sucks
progress is
seeing
at though, because
celebrities.
we're so
Yeah.
in the inside. We don't
Yeah.
know. Like I want to just like randomly hop into like a group of people and be like NFT.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And then
think there's a
Get
common
the reaction.
misconception
Like
here.
where are we at
though.
on the scale?
There's a
Well,
common
into it. I'm so far
misconception,
in.
right? I think there's like 400 million individual crypto wallet people. Like I think that's what we're at. Like 400 million people are in crypto.
yeah, still a very small percentage.
right. It's
Right, and like
1%
40 of
still.
those are mine.
Like teens.
Right, that's what I mean. It's not exactly.
That's
that
that's just
number,
Ethereum,
right?
man. Okay, like 300 of those are mine.
So there's hundreds of millions of these that are duplicates or old or they haven't moved in a while, but the topic everybody as their indicator has always been mass adoption, but that's like the TA.
Right.
If you want the FA, it's mass awareness. And we have
Yes.
mass
Yeah.
awareness. I do truly
Yes.
believe that we have hit mass awareness. The
Mhm.
average person does have an idea, or at least the meme idea, right? Like Jimmy Fallon making fun of it. Snoop
Yeah, they're
Dogg's
seeing in
music
the TV
video with
shows
the
and
Bored Ape Yacht Club
movies.
NFTs.
Exactly.
It's
They're hearing
definitely-
about
We
it.
hit mass awareness. There is no bigger. This is why I said when the last time Bitcoin had its top and I sold everything for fucking shitcoins is because what's the next buy the room or sell the news for Bitcoin? The Queen of England
Right.
buys a Bitcoin. Like, what is the next? Name something. I love
Yeah,
to hear it, bro.
I think BlackRock on the ETF was already kind of like
it was
the
priced
peak.
in. It was priced in.
Yeah,
After
I
the
mean, there are
futures. It
other
was priced in
countries
after
that
the
have
futures, so the
ETFs
ETF
and
didn't even
stuff
matter.
too,
Look at the market.
Right.
It didn't even do anything. It was a
That's-
non-event
yeah.
because it was priced in after the futures, so nobody cared.
I think that was like a peak, and it wasn't even.
Buy the rumor, sell the news. What is it for Bitcoin, bro? But all these meme
Yeah.
coins, meme tokens, there's nothing but updates happening. Nothing but rumors and then news, rumors and then news, and
That's
it's
true.
Mhm.
I did have a couple people, like in real life where I live, which is a small area, not very crypto friendly, tell me that they have Shiba, and they neither of them knew how
Shout
to
out
pronounce
to
it. One person
Squid
literally
Grow
said,
Gang.
Nice.
someone was literally like, "I have that Japanese dog token." I was like, yeah, I know
Doge?
which one you're
Yeah,
talking
which
about.
one?
Though. I
Which
knew it.
one?
Which
I
one?
need more
Doge?
info, please. What's the metadata?
Which Japanese dog token, please? There's 12.
We have a kennel.
He's a normie, so I knew which one he was talking
You
about.
know what? That's a really good name for a wallet. Somebody should take Edge Wallet
Kennel?
because they're whitelist. Like you can just like white label the Edge Wallet and you can name it whatever you want and make your own wallet. Like it's open source. They don't care if you steal their idea.
Oh, right.
So you can make a wallet out of their tech and just call it Kennel. and just like
Just for
really
dog
in the
coins.
UI UX, just have it only display dog tokens. Anything else you send there, you'd have to like figure out like a way to put the private key in another wallet that will actually show you those tokens, because you don't want any other animals near your dogs. You know what I mean?
This is a dog. It's a ken, like you said. It's a kennel for
We're
dogs.
giving out the alpha, bro.
Not a.
Somebody
It's
do
not a
it.
zoo. Zoo wallet is them. Okay, we're kennel. Go to
Yeah,
zoo wallet, please.
we inspire the next rug to be built. This is where they get their ideas. This podcast,
And then
right
cat
here.
call would just be cats.
Yeah, we got over 120 people watching right now. Please go ahead and hit that
Nice.
repost button. Go and follow at NFT Ignition. She's an OG. You know, I
If
mean,
you're on YouTube, hit the X link to go to the live on X.
yeah, when it comes to NFTs, there was no, you know, I mean, there was a few of us, but there was nobody here, and it's just damn near nobody here. Like I looked around and, you know, and looked and oh hey, look, NFT Ignition. Like you came in before all the, you know, the hype train stuff. Like you really caught
Yeah.
the wave like right before that. Like you got lucky.
NFTs were not worth anything, and it was such a
Yeah,
different
it wasn't
culture
money.
around
There
them.
was
It
nothing
was
about money.
fun.
Right.
It was like I saw NFTs the way you see like reaction memes on Facebook. I would literally like drop a joke into people's wallet. The first NFT I ever made was a guitar pick that said dick on it, and it said unsolicited dick pic
Yes.
that I
Nice.
dropped in your wallet, and then I
Yes.
had some like super hilarious description, and then I just went around dropping it to people I knew was wallet, not saying anything, and then I'm like,
That's
okay,
so
what else
funny.
can I make that's funny, and just like
Well,
it
you
just
know
started
why?
as a
It
way
was
to
so-
entertain each other.
It was so inexpensive. Hitting the buy button was
Yes.
just as easy
Oh,
as
yeah.
hitting the heart button on
Yes.
Instagram. Like I could hit
Yeah.
heart on your stuff on Instagram was just as like hitting the buy button for your NFT. And that's
I missed
just
the
how
drop
much we like your
section.
shit. I like your shit.
I'm-
Click.
I missed the drop
I used
section
to
on
say
Wax.
it was a postage stamp because
Yeah,
it was
the
like 40
drops.
cents. Just it was even
Mhm.
cheaper probably than sending
used-
home mail.
You used to be able to find free drops on Wax. Like they had a drop section. You can find all the drops that were going on, and you could filter out to get just free drops. So you'd find people dropping cool shit and be like, okay, it's coming in like an hour. Or hey, this is available. Oh, free? Click, click,
Yeah.
click. I like that. Click, click. I like that. Click. Oh, that's cool. I'll
Man,
wait. Click. Oh, I'll buy
Rary
that. Click, click.
Tuesdays. Do you remember Rary Tuesdays?
Wow.
Everybody got fucking paid every single Tuesday. I
Yeah.
used to
What?
love that shit.
Yo, you know
And
what I think?
everybody says Blur ruined NFTs. Like, no, we've been getting paid for buying NFTs. Like, that's been a thing.
Yeah, well, actually, I wanted to talk about that because not even just getting paid for NFTs type that, like direct, like exactly how you're explaining it, but I also mean the narrative and conversation that's never really echoed after it happened. And I think that we can give a little bit of love and respect to Paint. Paint really hooked me up. I was beyond blessed with that airdrop. I know,
Yeah.
I mean, I probably minted tens of thousands of NFTs on Ethereum just out of love and because I wanted to do cool shit. And yeah, it was expensive, but it wasn't like going poor. And like it started to get there, right? If you wanted to keep doing cool stuff. Paint
Yeah.
came out, they did an airdrop and basically like funded people to do cool things with art on the
Yeah.
blockchain.
Yeah, I'm friends with the founder. They just got hacked not that long ago. It was pretty rough.
No, not them,
Yeah.
dude. It's
It was
always the
also
good ones. That's
like
why we can't have
like
anything
I'm
nice.
Right, for real.
things where it's like I feel bad, but I'm also mad as fuck at you right now because they did not have the funds in a hardware wallet.
Oof.
Well, that's degen shit, bro. Hardware wallets are for VCs. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I have like 4 hardware wallets that are still in the
Okay,
box.
multi-sig
We
then.
all know-
It should
yeah,
really
exactly.
be a
We
multi-sig
know
All my
what
hardware
we
with
wallets are in the
hardware wallet
box.
signatures.
NFT
But it's,
ignition. We know what we preach, but we don't do it. We're degens.
that's the problem. That's what
Yeah.
happened with him too.
Yeah, that, I don't hold it against them. We're
How
all
many
degens.
freaking? I have like 5 ledgers. Everything I own is on a ledger. I don't have buy anything. I don't have to push a button for.
Yeah, nothing I
respect
have
it.
is. I even have an NFT. I
And
even
I
have an
also have a
NFT hardware
dedicated
wallet.
device.
That's why you're the
Crypto
professional.
only. I don't have Twitter, no email, no. I don't click a single link. I will type that shit out if I have to.
Yeah, but you're not a degen. You are a professional, like, bro.
I
You are a
degen.
bro.
I degen,
You
but I
do
like
degen,
I
but
allow
you're-
myself to degen with like 20% of my
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you have an allocation of degen.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a second phone so I could degen more and not worry about one phone getting fucked up. I
But
learned
yeah, I
from
wanted to
Ken.
talk about like, there's outside things that bring value to what you do in this space, and it's not always directly. Indirectly, you get these airdrops. I've also seen a lot of people picking up like dead projects or like
Mm.
zombie coins or zombie chains. They're like dead blockchains that people are like, I'm just gonna start mining for this, or like staking on it and doing the proof of work for it, and like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's crazy. Like resurrections are happening, and it's like kind of trickling
Right.
into the NFT side because I'm starting to hear in the spaces where like if you have like a lazy lion PFP or like one of those sewer rats, there's people that are like calling it like, yo, I cannot believe you still have a lazy lion PFP, and they just like, yeah, bro,
Right.
eventually one day it's coming back, and I want to be a day oneer. I'm not going to be like, oh, I changed it when it mooned.
Oof.
I'm like, yo, that's some degen energy. Like I want that energy. Like I love that these, they're like, yeah, the people behind, a lot of the rugged projects are like fizzled out stuff, but like other people are kind
Yeah.
of stepping in and just making it their own community, and the community is like just
I think,
doing, the royalties always go to the rug, that sucks, but the
right.
community still has somewhere to play and build, and it's cool.
I think part of the problem for a lot of these projects was that the community self-cannibalized itself when shit got
Mm.
rough. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even that the founders were doing anything bad or wrong. It was just like everything dropped in price, and all of a sudden they're like, who can I come after?
Right. Well, that's
I'm
because
having a bad day.
everybody wanted mass adoption, and we're not ready. We got to stop letting
Yeah.
people in this stuff.
If
Like we're not
A
ready,
hundred
dude. Make
percent.
them
I
wake
think
up.
education
Stop. Slow down.
is lacking. Yeah.
our security is not there for mass
That's
adoption
yeah.
yet. We're not there. And the thing is, like, I'm glad we're not there because the
Me too.
opportunities are not going to be there for
Mm.
people the
Yeah.
same when we're in mass adoption as they are for us now. Like,
Yeah. It pays
Yeah.
to be
you,
a
when
beta
we hit mass
tester.
adoption, you're not getting a
Yeah.
20x, a 10x
No.
anymore. Like that,
No.
it's going to be so
one
saturated. You
percent,
maybe
two
on
percent a year gains again, just like the Nasdaq. It will be so
exactly.
correlated.
It'll
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
like
thing
it'll be
about with the
harder to degen.
security is that we already have it, like you were saying, there's already a bunch of security companies out there that could be working with these projects, could be working in Web3 and not, allowing people like us to have jobs because they could just take it over. Just same as like these big corporate companies, that aren't involved. But so it is a kind of a good thing. I think at some point, people realize that they should be reaching out to more security aspects for their projects, especially
Yeah.
on the Web2 side of it. There's so much missed opportunities with that, and people just don't realize, like, that's probably the first thing your funding should go to is find people to help you tighten up your security a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, your personal team security first. And then like uh, I've I can't tell you how many people and projects that I know of that have just simply like been hacked or lost assets or lost a seed phrase to assets for a team project. Like it's serious
Well,
stuff at that point,
through
like
social
lawsuit
engineering too.
category.
It's a lot of it's through social engineering. I'll make an account that
Mm,
looks just like the CEO or founder, and if I can DM you in a way that you respond like it's a normal, you don't realize that the messages aren't in the history. I have a fair shot
mm,
at convincing you to send funds over, and this is done in the legacy world as well. Web two had in
For
the
sure.
banking industry has had to deal with this. I grew up with the
oh
Anarchist
yeah.
Cookbook as my Bible, and the circle of friends that I had at 14, no 14-year-old should have ever been allowed to talk to these people. But there was
Mm,
people I knew that were sending invoices to companies, invoices because they had their account number and their routing number, and they would just send an invoice like they worked for the company or they owed them money for a job they did, and the invoice looked so itemized, so legit. One a month it would hit, bro, and it was for 10,000 or more. Like it was
Yeah.
lottery, and it happened in the regular world. So when I came to
yeah.
crypto and I saw all this stuff, I'm like, bro, you guys got to read the Anarchist Cookbook. Like
Yeah.
it, make it your Bible in Web3. Like this is how it is. And if you don't
Dude,
know,
it happened to our bakery on the phone. Somebody called our phone and was saying that, or called us at the bakery and saying, "Hey, I talked to the owner. They knew his information. They knew his name. All this stuff. Like, hey, we need you to make a deposit or like take this money and do this thing. Blah blah. And like something happened. I know, the
Mm.
owner. All this stuff. Blah blah. And the person, wasn't too sure of their of they thought it was legit because of how confident and they were, and like, no, this is, I know what's up. And so we ended up sending the money, or not we, but that person ended up,
Yeah.
depositing the money, doing all this stuff on through because that person was just like, I know this, I know the owner, and had all the names, had all the info, knew what to say, how to say. They did research, obviously, so they knew exactly how to target and how to hit them. Knew that there was going to be this new key holder there,
Bro, this
knew
is
and like
all
just knew how to hit
organized
it
crime. It's
on the
not
phone.
but
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
organized crime. There's people that are
Yeah,
doing the research
but like
that
I said,
give it
this
to
shit
the
is
person
still
who's
around.
really good at the social engineering, and
Yep.
it's all organized, and
Yep.
it's definitely bleeding into the meme coins, meme tokens,
Mm-hmm.
NFT projects. I know I see what I
Yeah.
see. I'm not
Yeah.
blind to it.
Yeah, it's the high level
It's
shit.
too obvious, and the problem is the communities that are really into this stuff are like kind of like mob mentality. Like if you try to
Mm.
wake them up to like what really is happening and you offer them the red pill, I have a feeling they would have killed Morpheus before they even had a chance
Mm.
to see like, to think about taking that red pill. Like you're trying to wake me up. Yeah, die. Pitchforks and torches. Our project is, the best. And my legs are shaking because I get scared, bro, because like they do come at you like that. And it's like, guys, you
Toxic
have to be
positivity.
careful. Look at like a lot of the pandering that's happening. Look at like the potential for industry plants, like in any other industry. With the music industry
Yeah.
actually really catching on to the industry plant stuff, and now they're
Oh,
kind of
100%.
starting to self-govern the industry because of these industry plants in the music industry. The comedy world is no different. There have been industry
Mm-hmm.
plants in the comedy world as well, where they try to use
Pat Williams talked about that in
well,
his
that's where you
interview.
get the political narrative, right? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not the true comedian is giving the narrative of the true people. That's the voice of the people. The industry plant comedian is trying to give you a political agenda, the narrative. That's what's for sale, and that's what's happening here in crypto right here, right now. Look at these market caps, guys, and just take like, oh, did we get here, all of us being degenerates together? Game stomp. Are we going to game stonk or GameStop stomp? Do we all have diamond hands, guys? Do you all have diamond hands? Or is it mostly VCs and a couple of idiots
Right.
that are just being, tricked? You gotta wake up to this shit. I love
Oh,
you
yeah.
all, but most of this stuff now, compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Compromised. I know we have to wrap things up, and we have a couple hundred people watching across all
Yeah.
platforms.
Shout out.
So
Shout
I
out.
want to give NFT Ignition the chance to have her elevator pitch moment. If there are projects watching, community managements and stuff like that are watching, let's like the NFT Ignition elevator pitch. What can you do for a project, and why
Ooh.
should they want you to do it for them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that a lot of these projects don't know what they need, and they don't know how to get what they need and who they need. And I can help you figure that out and kind of make a plan and maybe find those people also. And maybe I could be one of those people. But really, like, I can help with pretty much everything because I've taken every role from founder to CMO, director of education in Web3, content creator. I have created 60 podcast episodes of the show from the blockchain. Um, like I said, 40 times I've spoke at conferences now. So I definitely have kind of the reach to get the name of the project out there, especially in a public setting. But yeah,
I'd
I
hire
think
you. You want
sometimes
to work for Kenn?
I'm gonna pick
My
one
brand
thing out of the list
sucks.
that's probably the most important. Is that the biggest thing she can do for you is find out what you need that you don't know what you need. Because like you said, that's probably the biggest thing for projects. They don't know
You know
what they
what though?
don't
She's
need.
gonna tell me what I
Yeah.
don't want to hear, which is I should probably wear a nicer outfit at conferences, maybe look more professional, maybe get a
No,
haircut.
I don't think
No,
that
but
that's
that's
the
right.
case
You're right.
because
No, because a lot of projects you may tell them, you said like, oh, they don't know what they want, but I guess what? They do know what they want, but it's wrong. They're wrong.
Right.
99% wrong.
you're right about that.
And you're gonna
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
them your idea, and they're going to tell you you're wrong, and this is their vision. How can you take their vision and
Yeah.
run with it? And now you have to tell them that
Right.
their vision is stupid and incorrect.
Well, and sometimes it is.
It
and,
is.
and
It
sometimes
really
it's
is.
outdated.
Yeah,
And
because they know what they
sometimes
want, but they
it's
don't know what they
something that would have
need.
worked a year ago
Exactly.
and it won't work
So
anymore.
I
And
wouldn't want your advice. Eddie. You're right. I can't hire you because I wouldn't even take your advice because I'm that guy. I wouldn't do it. I don't even take my damn own advice. So yeah.
but I
these
can definitely
projects need
save
to know.
people a lot of wasted time on trying things that aren't going to work because I've tried
Yeah,
it all. I've been
wasted
on
money
every
too.
project that's tried everything, every marketing tactic, everything that you could possibly do. I will tell you exactly how it's going to work out.
And I think that's where projects really shoot themselves in the foot is by trying these avenues and then losing money, losing money, losing money, losing
Yeah.
money, no results, no results, and then oh crap,
Yeah.
we don't have any money for our project for our community to do
Yeah.
things. We're kind of fucked now. Oh,
And
rug
it's
pull. It's like
typically
no,
like
we
market to
tried.
Web 2 marketing tactics that they're trying on Web 3 communities,
Hmm.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
sometimes they have to waste the money and see it for themselves. And I've plenty of
Right.
times watched people do that and been like, I knew how this was going to end up,
Yeah.
but here we
Well,
are
you
anyway.
know, the boss himself said it. You know, if you don't get it, I don't have the time to convince you.
Yeah.
Satoshi. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Because if it's
blame
not
him.
this, it's going to be the next thing that you don't get.
Yep.
And or the next thing. Something's going to get you caught up and then boom, you're
And
going to be another dead
I took
project.
that and ran with it ever since I got into Bitcoin. You know, trying to do the mass adoption thing, and like as soon as somebody's not interested, I stop. All right, let's talk about the
Yeah,
weather. What's your favorite
exactly.
sports team? Whatever.
Yep.
For sure.
I don't try to reach out to people. I just present the information and let people come reach out to me.
Yeah.
And if they're interested,
No,
then I'll continue.
we shouldn't be forcing things like Bitcoin and NFTs and stuff
No.
down people's throats. Because
Right.
people like me, when I heard Bitcoin, I was like, I need this. I don't even know what it is, but I know
Yes.
that I
Same.
need it. Like, and I spent 3 months all day and night researching the technology and the security and like holding it yourself and all the
Hmm.
things that I could be scared of and what could happen
Yep.
and buying some. Like, it
Yeah.
didn't take me to be convinced. Like, I knew as soon as I heard about it.
Oh man, you're gonna be like the university. You know, what are they called? The dean of a university or something to do with
Mhm.
just
The
like
dean of
Web3
Bitcoin.
stuff. You know, because like you don't really
Dean of
there's
crypto
nowhere to go
education.
in person to learn about this stuff besides like you
Right.
know a pizza and soda
Yeah.
Bitcoin meetup.
See, that was
That
my
I will
biggest
say,
problem.
like, so one thing I haven't mentioned is I do focus a lot on education in the space and creating content that's digestible because education is my background. I was a teacher in a past life, part of this life, but a past life. Um, and I think every project should be looking at things through an educational standpoint because
Mhm.
even the most simple concepts that you're working with are things that part of your audience might not understand, and then you're just like, you could have all these views that are they don't even count because people that are reading it are not comprehending what you're saying. Like,
Yep.
as you're building your project, you should be educating your audience so that they understand what you're building and why you're so amazing. Like, and sometimes you have to
Yo,
teach people what
facts.
some of these words mean and some of these
Yeah.
concepts mean and why decentralization matters and all of these things before you can then turn around and say, see why we're so great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We have to wrap it up. I could do this forever, and
Yeah.
I
Another
think
hour.
the
We have,
real
I think
meta
last time we
is.
were like 7 hours.
Yeah, dude, we didn't stop. But I honestly believe the real meta on here, because I'm not focusing anywhere. Like, I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about Facebook. I don't care about any other platform but X right now. I think that they're about to do something that's really going to scare YouTube when it comes to this, space they have a monopoly on. I see what Elon is doing. I can see where the puck is about to go. I'm 100% dedicated and focused on X. I really feel like people should get over here because the average person, this is about next year. Next year, you're going to hear the word micro influencer and it won't stop. I just got chills. Micro influencer.
Yeah.
And it isn't
Well,
going
and
to stop.
That's
bro.
funny you say that because I just
the
got a
thing is, the
DM
ban-
people looking for micro influencers.
Oh, I'm telling you, but it's going to
Yep,
start
literally
now.
there. Yeah.
2025, bro. It's going to be the year wave. That's going to be the new gig economy word, the hot topic word of the gig economy.
I was just having this conversation with Chris, but it was over this TikTok ban because I was talking about all the single
Yeah, I'm
moms
so ready.
who are making
They're coming to
TikTok
X.
videos
All of them
to
are coming to
survive
X.
right now.
Everybody
And
on TikTok's
they-
coming to X, baby. All of them. We're
already
about
knew
to
where I
get
was
the
going with
wave.
that.
I know, you know, I know. I wasn't going to let
Yep,
you take
yep.
that.
See, it makes
I
sense why
already knew
Facebook's been
that.
setting up with Reels too,
All
because
the
their
single
Facebook
moms.
As
Reels
soon as
work
I
just
saw
like
that
the
they were
TikTok
having
videos.
the conversation, we can do this for literally 7 hours. You guys are going to have to tune back in when we have
Yep.
NFT Ignition back on the show. We'll be here again tomorrow, 10 p.m., hopefully just till 11 p.m., maybe midnight. Who knows how this is going anymore. You guys, we have over 130 people watching right now on my own X Live. Like, you guys need to hit that repost button. You don't have to do the like. You don't have to do the comment. Just spread the fucking podcast. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to Asvoria. As always, check out asvoria.io. If you don't have any ASV, have fun staying poor.
Thanks for watching, y'all.